What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. The Burning Crusade is right around the corner. Pre-patch is literally dropping in about 2 weeks. So I decided to make this video like I do for every version of WoW and give you guys the top 10 add-ons that you absolutely need to be using moving into the Burning Crusade. These are add-ons that I use on a daily basis, and I literally could not play the game without them. So without further ado, let's dive into my top 10 add-ons, and maybe we'll throw in a bonus one at the end to give you 11. Okay, so we're here in Stranglethorn Vale, and what I'm going to do is go through these add-ons. I have a list that I wrote on the left-hand side over here, and I'm going to go through them one by one. So, number one, the first add-on that you guys absolutely need, especially going into the Burning Crusade, is going to be Attune. This add-on is literally called Attune, A-T-T-U-N-E, and this add-on is going to be amazing for helping you with all of your attunements in the Burning Crusade. Now, as you can scroll down here in Attune, I have it on Anniversary currently, you can see it will be able to track everything you need to track to be attuned for your heroics, for your raids right here, any keys that you need for like Shattered Halls, Arcatraz, Shadow Labyrinth, Black Morass, and then again, the raids. TBC is famous for its attunements, right? And even though Blizzard's making it a little bit easier where we don't need to be attuned on multiple characters, you're gonna need to get attuned that first time, right? So doing the Karazhan attunement, Attune makes it very easy. It tells you where to get the quest, what the quest is called, and tracks your progress until at the end you're fully attuned. Once you're fully attuned with something, it'll light up green like this and show you, as you can see on my hunter, I'm attuned for Molten Core, Onyxia, and Blackwing Lair. So in the TBC stuff, all these raids, those will turn green once you're attuned for those as well. You even have like the Ogrilla quest hub out in Blade's Edge, the Netherwing questing out in Shadowmoon Valley. It tracks all of that stuff, so it's very, very useful going into the Burning Crusade. It's very attune heavy, this expansion, so absolutely make sure you're using Attune. Next on the list, we have Atlas Loot, okay? Atlas Loot is going to be your best friend when it comes to figuring out where your gear drops, checking what these bosses in all these heroics do drop, and the regular dungeons, and the raids as well. Obviously, most of you probably already know about Atlas Loot, but there's a lot of new players here in Classic, and I wanted to show you guys pretty much what Atlas Loot is. So Atlas Loot, again, for anyone who has been playing Classic for a really long time, knows what Atlas Loot is. You can basically select any dungeon or raid in the game, right? Let's select an Onyxia's Lair right here, and it shows you the gear that drops from that boss in that raid, and then gives you even the % chance that that piece drops, right? Some of these are very accurate, some of them are not so accurate, but it's just in the ballpark range there. So like if we're looking at the Bloodfang hood, there's a 29% chance that Onyxia will drop this hood for your rogues. Viscog, which is the sword, this is an 8.19% chance. Again, not 100% accurate, but pretty close, right? So you get a good idea, and you can just see what all of these bosses drop in the raids and dungeons. Now, next up on the list, we have Auctionator, right? Auctionator, we're not near an auction house right now, but it's basically an add-on that you could see in my bags here. If I look at, let's say, this Snowmaster 9000 engineering schematic that I got, as you can see, at the bottom of the tooltip right here, let me go full screen so you guys could actually see it. It's going to show you the auction price for this item right here is 77 gold since the last time I checked the auction house. Now, when you're at the auction house, you run a full scan. It scans every item that's on the auction house. Now, when you're out in the world, let's say you looted this schematic from a mob, which is impossible, but any item is basically what I'm saying. You can now see, oh, wow, I just looted an item that sells on the auction house for 150 gold. Boom, you go back to the auction house, you sell it on there. It's great for just managing your auctions. Now, the next one that I want to talk to you guys about is one that some people like to use and some people don't, and that's going to be Rested XP leveling guides. Now, Rested XP leveling guides are amazing. So let's say I was leveling from 1 to 70 right now. Over here on the left-hand side, I'll bring it even closer so you guys could see it. It is a full-on leveling guide. Tells you exactly what to do, where to go. You get an arrow at the top of your screen guiding you on where to go and what to do. If you want to level the fastest way possible and kind of turn your brain off and not really think about it, you could use Rested XP guides. It is a paid leveling guide, though. So the free trial version, I think, gets you up to like level 20-ish or something like that. And then to go any further, you do pay. But if you use my link in the description, I'm an affiliate, you get a discount. The TBC guides are all out, so you can go 1 to 70 guides. I think just 60 to 70 might be available. Pre-questing guides, if you want to get ready you know, and as soon as the Burning Crusade launches, kind of hit level 63 within a few hours. You know, you can get that pre-questing guide done. There's a bunch of stuff out there. So if you're someone who is looking for an easier way to level and just turn your brain off and watch Netflix, definitely suggest using Rested XP guides. You could pick it up pretty cheap. It's not very expensive. And again, if you use my link in the description, I'm an affiliate. I make a commission based on that. So it's also supporting the channel and you get a slight discount. Next up on the list, we have Details, right? Details is fantastic. Again, another classic add-on that a lot of classic players kind of know about already. So it's basically this window here. I have a skin that makes it kind of invisible, but we could change the skin just so I could show you. We can, let's do like a WoW interface type of skin. So this kind of makes it look like it fits into the WoW interface. So here's how you would track your DPS in dungeons and raids. Everyone would be on this meter right here. And there's a million different things you could track, right? You could track DPS, damage done, damage taken, friendly fire, frags, healing done, heals per second, healing taken, resources. We could check mana restored, rage generation, deaths, interrupts, dispel, all stuff that's going to be really, really important moving into the Burning Crusade. So if you're playing Burning Crusade without Details, it's extremely important that you download it. You're going to want to be able to see all this information in your heroics, in your raids, and things like that. You can also, you know, use it and use a tiny threat here, which is a threat meter, so that you don't rip aggro off your tanks and wipe the entire raid. So if you're someone who doesn't use a threat meter, I highly suggest you download Details and then click the little options panel right there, go up to plugins and click tiny threat. That will turn it into a threat meter. If you don't care about DPS, you do need to at least care about your threat so you stop wiping those pugs that you're joining, okay? Aside from that, we have a few more here, right? This one is going to be more of a UI change. So as you guys can see, my UI, I use ElvUI. Now, ElvUI is basically a full interface overhaul for World of Warcraft. My action bars are ElvUI. Everything on my setup is ElvUI. My unit frames, these are unit frames right here, the health and mana. If you don't want to use ElvUI, which ElvUI is amazing, you could change basically every single aspect of the game with ElvUI. You could change literally everything. It's a full-blown interface. And I also exported my exact profile that I've been working on since 2019. It's really been pretty fine-tuned, and I love it. Very hard for me to play the game without it at this point. I actually exported the string, and it's on my Discord. If you want to just copy and paste that string into ElvUI, you could have my exact UI. So join the Discord with the link down below and just copy and paste that string in, and it will give you my exact setup. Now, if you're someone who doesn't want to use ElvUI and you want just something to change the, you know, your unit frames here, let me turn my unit frames off in ElvUI, because I have another add-on that I use when I'm not using ElvUI, when I want to have a little bit more of an immersive experience. I use Easy Frames. Now, Easy Frames, this one's up here. Let me show you. I'm going to move it down. It kind of just changes your frames to look a little bit nicer, right? They're a little bit thicker. They still fit the World of Warcraft UI aesthetic. So if you're using the regular bars at the bottom with the griffins, it looks really, really nice. And that's literally just called Easy Frames. Let me show you guys here. It is right here, Easy Frames. So basically it just changes that. So, you know, you could have class colors. So, you know, obviously I'm a hunter. So where my health is green. It has your name in there. It kind of makes everything a little bit thicker, a little bit nicer to look at, easier on the eyes. Definitely better than the standard UI that you get. And with the Burning Crusade Classic, we're getting edit mode. So basically you could use the regular UI, move everything around, your action bars, all of that stuff, but it still has those original unit frames. So if you're going to use edit mode, I suggest downloading Easy Frames to make it just look a little bit better, right? It's just, it fits the WoW theme. So that's why I think it's really good if you don't want to use like ElvUI. It's a little, ElvUI is a little bit more modern to look at. I'll put it, I play with it. But it doesn't really fit that theme. So if you want, you know, that classic UI theme, then I would go with Easy Frames. If you don't really care about that and you just want straight information like how I have mine here, then I would go with ElvUI. Now, another one that's really important, this is going to be extended character stats. Basically, what that is it gives you this entire sheet on the right-hand side of your character panel when you open it. So much information that you basically, there's nothing here that's missing. If you really want to know what, you know, your attack power is, your crit chance, your glancing blow chance, your attack speed on every weapon that you have, all of this stuff is here, right? You can see it all in this panel. It's literally just called extended character stats. It gives you a lot more detailed information rather than, you know, the regular stats that Blizzard gives us here on our character panel. So I would 100% recommend extended character stats. However, you don't need it to play the game. It's a little bit more of a min-maxy thing where you really want to fine-tune and see where your character's performance lies. And then we have Leatrix Plus and Leatrix Maps. So now, Leatrix Maps, you know, this is a perfect example in Stranglethorn. On this hunter, I have not even discovered this part of Stranglethorn. You see how it's darkened and grayed out? Normally, it would look like this. you can't even really see what's there. But with Leatrix maps, you can actually see what's there. It's just uncovered. And as you discover it, it'll light up and look like this area that I'm in here. So that's absolutely amazing. Leatrix Plus gives you a ton of options in the game. Okay. So you're going to want to download Leatrix Plus and Leatrix Maps. Leatrix Plus is great. You can enhance, like, when you're talking to trainers, when you're talking to traders, it makes the menus a lot easier, bigger, a lot of things easier to read. You can manage some frame stuff here. You could hide the griffins at the bottom of your bar. Again, if you're using the regular UI, you could hide your stance bar because most people keybind these things anyway, so you don't really need to see them. You can literally change a ton of stuff. Disable the screen glow, screen effects, weather density, faster auto looting, meaning like when you loot something, it just goes right into your bag. There's really no animation or anything like that. It goes in quickly, easy item destroy, vendor price items, a bunch of chat things here, text things, hide error messages, a ton of useful stuff in Leatrix Plus. It's just kind of a big package of little, you know, quality of life things to add to your classic experience. So I would definitely suggest that. And then we have the LFG bulletin board, right? This is a staple for anyone playing Classic. Look at all the boosts being sold right now. This is an absolute staple for Classic. You can basically set the filters. I have all the dungeons and everything turned off right now. That's why it looks like that. But it tracks everything that's being said down here in the looking for group channel will then populate into this. And if you have like the filter set to show you that stuff, you can then see it in that list and it stays there for a long time. And if you want to whisper someone directly from that list, you know, let's say, you know, I wanted to talk to this rogue who wants to do Nax, you just left click them, boom, and it opens up a whisper window at the bottom left-hand corner. You type to them, you get invited to the group. I feel like playing Classic without the LFG bulletin board at this point would be nearly impossible because LFG chat rolls insanely fast. So you definitely want the LFG bulletin board. Another one that's very, very important that some of you may have not been using is Loon Best in Slot. Now, this add-on is amazing, right? So this is going to basically track all of your best in slot or pre-best in slot items that you need. And going into the Burning Crusade, this is going to be amazing for farming up to get into your first tier of raids, right? So we're in vanilla, obviously, so it's not going to show us Burning Crusade stuff yet. Once it updates for the Burning Crusade during pre-patch, I'm sure we will see that stuff. So you're going to select Hunter on the left-hand side. I'm going to select, let's say, I want to know what my best in slot shoulder is. And I want all of them, okay? So we're in the last phase right now. It's showing you that these are all shoulders that you could have. If we were in the pre-bis phase, let's hit pre-raid. Right here, it's saying these two would be my pre-raid items. So the shoulders from Upper Blackrock Spire or the Black Dragon Scale shoulders that are made with leatherworking. Either one of those could be a good pre-slot item, pre-best in slot item for my shoulders. You know, if I want to look at, let's say, my main hand, right? Let's look in the last phase that we're in currently right now. Bis, absolute Bis, the end of Classic. My weapons should be Harbinger of Doom and King's Fall. You would want to be dual wielding these. It's showing you exactly what they are. If we go back to like phase 5, it's going to show us the stuff from AQ and ZG, right? This was my Bis last phase. So Loon is amazing for figuring out, like, you know, chest slot item. I want to know what I need. I need obviously my tier piece, right? But third, I have my tier 2 chest piece right here. It's showing me that's third best in slot. So that's pretty good, right? We're in the last phase and that's the item that I have. I'm literally the third best in slot item that I could potentially have. I can go even higher and get my tier 3, but it gives you that entire list from beginning to end of what you should be putting in that slot. And it gives you multiple options, which is great as well. So Loon Best in Slot, absolutely must have thing for TBC Classic. And the last one, I want to give you guys a bonus. You see this little button right here that I have that I'm clicking to show all my add-ons? It's called Mini Map Button. And let me show you exactly how it looks so you can search it up. Mini Map Button. The thing is great. As you know, if you don't have this, all of these little icons are scattered around your mini-map like this, and they kind of make it very cluttered. This, you just hold your mouse wheel in, you could drag this little, basically it's like a little folder, and you just left-click it, and boom, all of your add-ons are in there, and then you hide them by just left-clicking again. It is amazing. And if you guys are asking, I know you're sitting there, and I'm going to get comments, what is your mini-map? What are you using for that? I'll give you another bonus one. That is called Sexy Map. It is amazing. So if we go in here, and I go down to Sexy Map, it is just a bunch of different presets, right? If I want to change the way it looks, I could change it to clouds. I could change it to a Diablo-style mini-map. I could change it to Shaman mini-map. It looks really cool. I just use the faded square just because I feel like it fits the aesthetic of WoW really well, and I love it. And that is what we're using for our mini-map. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's pretty much all the add-ons I think you absolutely need. A lot of these you guys are going to already know, but there's a lot of new players in Classic, so I figured I would just help you guys out and get you situated on some add-ons. What's happening here? What's happening here, dude? I'm not getting involved. You guys do your thing. I'm not getting involved. Don't attack me, bro. Don't do it. Don't. Really? Come on, man. I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna do this. I was not gonna do this. Why? Anyway, he tried to ruin the video. But either way, guys, again, we're giving away an Outland Epic Pack, the $80 TBC Outland Epic Pack. We're giving that away on stream. So all you have to do is be a follower. Followers get 1 entry into the giveaway. Tier 1 or Prime subs get 2 entries, and then gifted subs get you plus entries, depending on how many gifted subs you do. The giveaway is ongoing right now. We are pulling the winner on January 13th live on stream when pre-patch launches. So make sure to get into that giveaway. Just being a follower gets you an entry into the giveaway to possibly get that. So if you're watching this before January 13th, definitely go over to the stream and give me a follow. And you could get entered into that giveaway and get a free level 58 character boost, which is pretty awesome, right? So definitely check that out. Again, follow me on stream, twitch.tv/hammernets. We're going to be going really, really hard in TBC, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's my favorite expansion of all time. And subscribe to the channel if you guys love Classic WoW as much as me. We're going to be playing TBC all year. Looking forward to BlizzCon, with possibly getting a Classic Plus announcement. That's going to be awesome as well. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I hope I helped at least one person here discover a new add-on. That was the goal of this video. I know a lot of you have probably already seen these, but there's a lot of new players out there, and I wanted to help you guys out. So thank you again for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one very soon.